directed by Jordan Vogt Roberts.
And it stars Tom Hiddleston, Samuel Jackson, Brie Larson, John Goodman, and John C. Reilly. And this movie is actually the second movie in the MonsterVerse, with Godzilla from 2014 being the first one. Fun fact about this movie, originally they had Michael Keaton set to star as John C. Reilly's character, and J.K. Simmons was originally supposed to play Samuel Jackson's character, but both those other actors had to drop out due to scheduling conflicts.
Now this movie is not the typical King Kong we're used to. It has a totally different plot to it and different characters.
And this movie is about a group of explorers, trackers, photographers, and soldiers. They go out to explore this unknown island of Skull Island. And while they're there, they discover these strange creatures, gigantic creatures, one including the legendary King Kong. I do want to start this review off by saying that this movie was pretty disappointing for me. I'm a huge fan of these movies like King Kong, Godzilla, and everything, but this movie just wasn't really a very good movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna fully agree with that as well. The one of the biggest things I can say that is like actually okay about this movie is it's a fun time, I guess you can say.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
Yeah, so you can watch this. It's a harmless movie. You know, if you're just watching this as an average moviegoer, you know, just wanting to get a little bit of action in there, wanting to see one of your favorite characters of King Kong, you're gonna have some fun with this movie.
Yeah, I honestly see this movie as a movie that you can watch late at night while you're cuddled up and under the blankets watching TV at your house. It's definitely one of those types of movies.
Yeah, but if you're going into this movie actually wanting some form of substance to this movie, you're not going to get much of it, because this movie, as we said, is very disappointing. And one of those things that I actually want to bring up first is the filming. I absolutely hated the filming of this movie. It was so close up, and I felt so claustrophobic while watching this movie. I don't know how to explain it. And you know, it was so still on these scenes. It's not like a lot of these scenes were like close up and like moving back or moving around. It was just so close up and still.
One big thing that I felt was a huge weak point to this movie was that the writing in this movie was very weak. Some of the characters, pretty much all the characters in this movie, they didn't really make you feel for them. And not to compare it to the Peter Jackson King Kong movie, but just to bring it up as an example. In that movie, the 2005 version, they actually made you feel for those characters. Even Jack Black's character, Carl Denham, even though he wasn't that great of a guy, there was actually stuff there that made the character compelling. Especially in this movie, a lot of people, whenever someone would die, let's say, like I didn't feel for him, I'd just be like, oh, that guy died, okay then. But in that movie, whenever someone died, it was so much more impactful.
And another character I want to bring up is King Kong. And like you said, the 2005 version, I thought they actually gave King Kong something that you actually cared about. In this movie, King Kong was actually a character I cared about the most in this entire movie.
Yeah, same here.
But they still didn't really give him that quality of something I actually fully cared about.
And since you brought it up, King Kong, as we all know, is a gorilla. And yet in this movie, they didn't make him walk like a gorilla. And this is a really small complaint. It's not huge to me. It's just a little thing that I noticed. They had him walk on two legs for pretty much this entire movie. I felt like it was a little strange. Another thing that I want to bring up is the acting. Surprisingly to me, I felt like the acting was another one of the negatives, because you know, you have Samuel Jackson, you have John Goodman, you have Brie Larson, who's won an Oscar, you have Tom Hiddleston, you have all these good actors. Just, I felt like they weren't on top of their game, and all the other supporting actors were just horrible.
To add on to that, you talk about John C. Reilly, and John C. Reilly, his acting wasn't that bad. It wasn't awful. He was one of the better ones, I felt like. But whenever you go for the writing, like we were talking about earlier, how bad that writing was, you go to John C. Reilly's character and some other characters, but especially John C. Reilly's character, you have these weird jokes that he just spits out, and they feel so like just forced comedy that's just needed there. And I understand comic relief. All movies need comic relief. You know, not all movies have it, but a lot of movies they know where to put it and they know where to put it out well. But this movie, it seemed like I really don't remember one joke that actually felt like it fit at all. It just felt all forced.
And another thing that I want to bring up that felt out of place to me, I sort of feel like it was a Suicide Squad syndrome, which wasn't as bad as Suicide Squad. But the music choices that they had in this movie, I feel like a lot of it fell out of place. There's a lot of like 70s and 80s music. It just didn't really feel right in this movie, especially in some of the scenes that they had in this movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and counteract that. I actually do disagree with that. I feel like the songs in here were used sparingly, and I felt like they were I felt like that was one thing I did like about this movie is they used right songs in this movie. They actually felt like they were in the right place to me. There's an after credit scene which some people might like, but I personally didn't like. I felt like it felt a little. I understood what it was there for. It just felt like it was a weird. I know it probably wasn't, but I almost feel like it was a last minute decision to put that in the after credit scene. I felt like it was a little forced, and it was just. I felt like it might have needed to be there, but at the same time, I don't know. It was a really awkward scene for me. So guys, I did actually find this movie, you know, obviously I found it pretty disappointing. It was a really fun movie. It's a harmless movie. If you want to go see it, go ahead. You know, I'm not gonna tell anybody not to see this. I will tell them that was disappointing, but overall, I'm going to go ahead and give Kong Skull Island a C.
And I agree, this movie was a disappointment to me. Just felt like it was a weak plot, the weak acting, and just overall wasn't really well scripted or anything. But it does set up future movies, so if you want to go see it, then you can go check it out. But I'm going to give Skull Island a C-.
Well guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also comment below and tell us what you thought about this movie, if you agree with us or not. Also tell us what you thought about this review.
And don't forget to follow us on social media. We have a Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at 2AwesomeMen.
And as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and you will see us later.